this is Carla Christina and this is To the Beautiful You, and today I want to be talking about the things that changed my life. I first started last semester with changing the way I think, the power of the mind and how imagination can change the way you think. I started listening to Les Brown and Bob Proctor and other teachers that teach the power of the mind. And I started reading books on it, on self-help and how you can make a bad day better. And it really did help me when I, last semester when I was commuting, because I had an internship and I was commuting to which was in San Francisco. I had 2 internships, and then I had school in San Francisco and I was commuting from Sacramento. And it's 3 hours there and 3 hours back. It got really tough on my body. First of all, because I wasn't nourishing my body with the correct foods. I was eating a lot of processed foods on the train. And then I wasn't sleeping enough. I was commuting a lot so I can do the internships in my school. And then I didn't have enough recovery time in between all of them to be ready for the next week. And so what I learned to do was to write 10 blessings in the morning and I would listen to the Les Brown and Bob Proctor and other teachers. I would also read on Gandhi and about other people that were once in a bad, not in a bad place where they think that they couldn't do anything and then change their life for the better. I also watched a documentary about these school children in Africa and India and Morocco and Argentina, where they were taking about the same amount as me, but they were walking on the hot sun, on rocky hills and mountains, and taking a horse to school. And definitely one that got to me was the Indian children who were pushing, it was 3 of them, and one of them was in a wheelchair, in a rusty wheelchair, that they had to push him for 2.5 hours to get to school. And during the way they even broke their wheel, but they got it fixed, and they were smiling. They were happy the whole way because they believe that education is going to help them out of there. And it's beautiful, and it taught me to be grateful. It taught me to be grateful and not to complain, because I should be grateful that I'm able to go to school, even though I no longer live in San Francisco, but I'm still able to go to school there. And I'm almost done with my bachelor degree, and I'm still going for it. The choice when last year when I had to start commuting was, do I take the train or do I stop going to school? And there was actually no choice. I wanted to finish my degree. I wanted to learn more from these amazing teachers that I have at school. And I'm so glad I did, because I am learning so much. And so be grateful for where you're starting and dream about where you want to be. Write it down and dream. Don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to use your imagination. There's reasons why they exist, and they're part of us. So educate yourself on the mind and the power of it. So the first thing we did this summer with my sister and I, because we started this journey together in summer, when we decided that we were going to do this, we took an Aero Taibo class in a martial arts studio in Woodland, which is 30 minutes away from where we live. It's far, but it was worth it. And I learned 2 things: that there's no limitation to what I can achieve, and discipline. You need to be responsible for your things, and you need to make sure you have and bring the things you need, because nobody else is going to tell you. You need to be taking care of yourself. And then that you can push yourselves further than you thought you ever could. At first I thought I couldn't handle the class, but the more I did it, the more I saw that my speed increased and my strength increased. We started with 250 sit-ups on our first day of class, and then I ended up with doing 1,000 sit-ups. on my last day. I did it for 2 months, and oh my god, it was such an a beautiful experience where I could see that my body could recover faster, and that it could do such an amazing things. I was kicking and it was falling, and my strength it was so much better. And you can see it physically, you can see that there's no limitations. And I do recommend everybody to take a class that can teach you that there's no limitations in what you can do, because if you study about the mind, there's no limitations. But if you physically see it, it will click. It will click in your mind, and you'll see, wow, there actually is no limitations. You don't have to do it for the rest of your life. I just want you to do it until it clicks, until you see, like, wow, I can handle anything. What was that saying? It says, if a man can say, let's say people, if a person can solve it, then there's no problem. And it just teaches you that we set these limitations and hold ourselves back, but if we push beyond it, so many doors open. And so that's what I learned about fitness, about my aerotypo class. That's what it taught me. I started educating myself on the kind diet, which is veganism. And I will talk about my vegan story next week and how it started. But what I did learn about being vegan is that I can eat as much as I want until I'm full, and which I always wanted to do when I was in the eating a lot of, I'm Mexican, so there's a lot of oils in there, and there's a lot of dairy and meat. And it was harming me for all these years that I've been eating that diet. It was harming me. I would gain weight easily because my body didn't accept it. So my body didn't accept it at all, and I wanted to eat until I was full, but I couldn't, because then I would gain weight. I wasn't restricting myself, but even when I was able to eat until I was full, I would be sluggish, and I would be tired, and I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sit down and not do anything. And when I was commuting, eating a lot of processed food did limit me when I was trying to learn, and when I was trying to, plus I didn't eat a lot, because in my school is separated all around San Francisco, so I had to go from one class on one side of the city to another, and sometimes I couldn't eat in between. I tried to make myself a sandwich, but it had cheese and meat in it. It didn't really have any fruit and vegetables, so it wasn't really nourishing, and so I wasn't giving myself the proper nutrition that I need to be able to function. And so give yourself the foods that will give you energy, whole foods. Feed yourself, treat your body well. A lot of people say, oh, but I want to eat good food and I don't care if I die young. Well, I do. I care if I die young. I have so many things to see in this world, and I want to be able to be a help to this world. And how am I going to be able to do that if I'm not nourishing myself? Feed yourself good whole foods, you guys. The last thing I learned this summer was that about being eco-friendly. I am a fashion minor, and I was learning about fashion, a lot about fashion. It's so much information that I got from my amazing teachers. But I saw a video about fast fashion and how it's harming our world, and I did see an article about in China how there's this red river, and it's because of the dyes. They just dumped the dyes there, and now all the fish are infected, and all the people are infected by the red dyes. And so when I saw this documentary, I wanted to make a difference. I'm making a difference with the way I eat, but I want to make a difference with the way I dress, because we are all connected. I'm not just a girl in California. I am a earthling, a planetarium that is connected to every person in this world and every plant and animal in this world. My actions does affect other people, and I believe that I should try to do the best I can. With fast fashion, there's a lot of people that are being paid like $4 a day. And if I don't want that to happen in my country, why should I be accepting that it happens in another country? It's not good. It's not money enough for them to provide for their families. And also the chemicals they use and with the clothes to create fast fashion, it's harming them. It's harming them. It's affecting them. It's not mutating them, but it's making their children be born with disabilities. And they don't, with the low money they get, they're not able to provide the care they need. So I decided that I'm gonna buy eco-friendly vegan clothing, or at the moment I'm just gonna be buying secondhand, because I'm still educating myself in this message, and I will do another video when I'm more educated. And I think because we're all connected, we should start helping each other. Our planet is where we live and everybody lives, and we should not think that, oh, it's just me here. So this is all the things that changed my mind, that changed the way I think. Food, fitness, the way I dress, they all have an amazing effect in ourselves and with the people that are around us and all around the world. You have to educate yourself. You can't let other people make decisions for you. Educate yourself, learn to see what works for you and what doesn't, and change bad habits into good habits, and the world will start changing. Use your imagination to create the world you want and the life you want. And remember that we are not just humans living in a specific place, but we are planetarians, we are earthlings. We should not let labels separate us, and specific labels, because some labels are small communities, and I feel like a lot right now people are separating themselves from each other, and we should be helping each other solve the problem. If a man can solve the problem, if a person can solve the problem, then there's no problem at all. And I believe a lot of problems that we have in this world can be solved, and it can start with you. So start changing your bad habits into good habits. Well, let me know what you think about this video in the comment below, and I will see you next time telling you guys about my vegan story. And remember, you have to feel good to look good.